At 19 months old, a fever took Helen Keller's sight, then her hearing. The doctors wrote one word in her file: unteachable. She went on to write 12 books and speak before heads of state. But here is the part no one talks about. The word didn't change when she succeeded. The people who wrote it simply stopped being asked about it, which raises a question the story of Helen Keller almost never asks. If the label was wrong about her, what was it actually measuring? And if someone placed a label on you, what were they actually measuring? In 1968, Harvard psychologist Robert Rosenthal told a group of teachers which students were about to have an intellectual growth spurt. The list was invented. The names were drawn at random. 8 months later, the students on that list had significantly higher IQ scores than their classmates. The teachers had not taught them more, had not given them extra time. They had only looked at them differently. That is the answer to the question about Helen Keller. The label unteachable did not describe what she was. It described what the people around her were prepared to see. And once that label existed, it restructured everything they did. Every interaction, every decision, every moment of patience they did or did not extend. The label wasn't measuring her. It was measuring them. What Rosenthal's experiment demonstrated, and what Helen Keller's life quietly confirms, is this: a label does not measure the person who receives it. It measures the expectation of the person who gave it. The question is not whether someone gave you a label. They did. Everyone gets one, or several. The question is, at what point did you start treating their guess as your ground truth? The teachers in Rosenthal's study were not exceptional educators. They were ordinary people operating inside an expectation that had been handed to them. The teacher who called her unteachable was not cruel. They simply lacked the tools to see what they were actually looking at. The verdict was theirs. The limitation was theirs. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, never intending it to be read, that the obstacle is not the event itself. It is the judgment we layer on top of it. He was not talking about optimism. He was talking about rigor, the same rigor a scientist applies to a hypothesis. You do not accept it because it arrived. You test it. The label given to you was a hypothesis. Someone observed something through the constraints of their own understanding and drew a conclusion. The question is not whether they were right or wrong. The question is whether you have ever demanded they show their work. Water takes the shape of whatever holds it, but given enough time, it is the water that shapes the stone, not the other way around. There is a label you have been carrying long enough that you have stopped noticing its weight. The Stoic exercise is not to discard it. It is to examine it with the same dispassion you would apply to any claim that has never been properly tested. Sit with that. Not in the comments, in the quiet after this ends. The verdict was never final.